Hello all, welcome to 4-Dimension Infotech channel. So in this series I am going to let you know what is the use of default tray in the SketchUp. So first, to access that default tray, you have to go to the window menu bar and then click on the default tray option and then show tray. So when you click on the show tray, you get a by default tray like this. In this default tray, we have 12 contents. If you don't get any one of the content out of all this, then again you click on the window, manage tray, default tray, and then make sure you click on all the options like this. Like this way you can manage whatever the options you want to keep, whatever the options you don't. So here I have one more option, that is material, what I created before. Now I want to delete this, so simply you click on the delete option. By default we have a default tray. The name is default tray, and if you want to rename that, then you can click on the rename option and then you can rename whatever the name you want to give, you can. Now I just click on the cancel option because I want to keep the same name what I want. Next you click on the close option. So here we have 12 options. The first one is outliner. Outliner is the option where you get the detailing about the object, that is the object is group or component. Let's see how it works. To give an example, what I do now is I just go with a rectangle and then I just push this, and this one I converted into group. So automatically I get a group here in the outliner option, and even when you do a multiple time copy like this, so I get information about that also, that I have a 10 groups. In the same way, this one I just converted into component. You can give the particular name, whatever you want to give, and create. So that get a circle. And even when you do a multiple copy of this, you get the same thing. So I hope you know the difference between the group and component. Group is an individual object. If I do any changes in one of the object, it doesn't changes in the other. But in the component, so just change any one of the component means it is affecting the other also. Here you can see A is equal to B, B is equal to C, like this way. These are the dependent objects and these are the independent object. So in order to get to know the detailing about the group or component, because recently you done with the group and component, so that you get to know that whether it is a group or component. But gradually whenever you are working with the model, you didn't get to know that, so you did that as a group or component. To get an idea about that, whether it is a group or component, then you can click on the outliner option and then you get to know. And even if you want to hide that option, you can hide it like this by using the eye symbol. And if you want to unhide, again you can click on the same symbol if you want. Like this way. This is about the outliner. And I just delete all the stuff so I don't get anything. The next one is fog. So to get a better idea about the fog is, what I do, I just open any one of the model. So here you can see I am ready with one model. So I want to apply the fog effect over this model. So you just go with the fog option and then click on the display fog. So you can zoom it like this so that I am getting a fog effect. You can zoom out. So if you want to show the fog, then you can go with this option and easily you can show the fog effect like this. But I know it is not realistic. To get a realistic fog effect, we can go with the other rendering softwares like Lumion, DeFi, Enscape, like that. So I am just making it off. Next one is match photo. So whenever you want to apply the material, by keeping one as a reference, then you can go with the match photo. Next one is soften edges. Soften edges is nothing but, for example, you can soften number of edges or any one of the edge. Here I have a edge, and if you want to make it soft, then you can go with the soften edges and you can increase it like this. The amount you have to increase, and even you can select the multiple edges and then you can increase the soften about that, like this way. So I'm just giving you the example that where we can use it is, I'm just doing a kitchen platform and I want to keep the sink here and I'm pushing it down. So you feel that the edges are sharp, then select the multiple edges and then increase the amount like this. Next one is shadow. To get a better idea about the shadow, here I am ready with the model. So I want to know what is the shadow or what is the time and what is the date and all the stuff. That is, we can say sun path study. To get a sun path study, you can go with the shadow and then you can make sure you click on the shadow option. So when you click on the shadow option, here I am getting a shadow like this. But in this time, I don't know what is the time, whether it is a sunrise or sunset, afternoon, daytime, evening, like that. In order to get to know the detailing about that, you can go with the time option. Here we have some preset time, that is 6:43 AM. Only the thing is you have to click on that particular preset time, that is 6:43 AM like this. Automatically you get a shadow. But if the shadow option is off, then you don't get. So make sure this option is on and then you can show the shadow. Gradually you can just change the preset timings like this and you can click the wanted time slot. And even you can change the month, that is Jan month, Feb, March, like that. And in future also if you want to see the effect, then here we have a calendar, then you can switch into the future year and then you can go with a particular date and time like that. But what I am giving you is, whenever you are doing modeling, make sure the shadow option is off, so that easily you can move, zoom out like that, so the software will not hang, okay, like this way. So shadow option we can on it whenever we are going to present the output with the shadow, and while the time of modeling, make sure the shadow option is off. And even when you click on the shadow option and the amount, how much darkness and light I want, in order to decide that, you can go with the light option, that is dark and light like this. Okay, it is all depending on your convenience, but make sure that the light option is about 45 and the dark option is about 90, like this way. Okay, yeah. Then off. Next one is scene. Scenes are nothing but, before going to take the rendering, we have to take a scene. Either it may be exterior scene or interior scene. I am going to create the interior scene. For that, what I am doing is, I want to keep the camera. So here we have a position camera. Take them and then place it here. So you get a look around symbol. You can zoom out to go inside and you can use your pan command to pan it. And then zoom command to zoom out, zoom in like that. And if you want to set the field of view, so just click on the field of view option and you can give the particular angle, in which angle you want to set the view, like this. And you can pan the wanted area. And if you want to rotate, you can use the orbit command to rotate it slightly. Yes. Pan command to pan it. Orbit command to orbit it. So at last, don't forget to keep your camera view as a perspective. For that, you can go with the camera option and then you can click on the 2-point perspective. Like this way, I am ready with the scene. So again and again setting the scenes like this, what I am going to do is, I want to capture this scene. For that, I am going with the scene option and here we have a add scene option. click on that add scene option. So the scene is ready here. So the name is scene 1, and if you want to rename the scene 1, then you can right click and then you can rename, or else you can click on the scene 1 here and then right click, rename it as a interior, that is living room, like that. Whatever the name you want to give, you can give and then click on the enter option. Again slightly I want to change like this. I want to take the other orientation or other view, you can say. Yes. Use pan command, zoom command. And then as I told you, don't forget to keep your camera as a 2-point perspective. And if you want to apply the material, if you want to do the editing or whatever thing you want to do, you can do it. And again I want to click on the add scene option. That is my scene 2. So I know what is mean by scene 2 because I created this project to get a better idea, or to give a better idea to the client. You have to give a particular name, what it is exactly. For that I want rename, right click and rename it, and you can give a particular name, that is Puja unit. Okay, and enter. Like this way you can create the scene. And this one is living room and this one is Puja, and if you want to move it left and right, you can move it left and right like this. And for example, if I do any changes in created scene, for example, what I feel is Puja unit is looking so far, I want to zoom in. So take a zoom in option, take a zoom option, and you can just zoom in like this and use your pan command to make it down. Yes, and this one I want to update to the scene. For that what I do, simply you just right click over the created scene and then you can click on the update option. Now I am clicking on the living room option. This one is the living room and this one is a Puja unit. Like this way you can create the scenes. And if you want to add one more scene, you can click on the add scene option, and if you want to delete, then you can click on the remove scene like this. So this is all about the scene option. Next one is tag. Tag is nothing but it's just like a layers what we learn in AutoCAD. Okay, you know the intention behind why we use layers and all, to add the particular parts into the different layers so that it is very easy to manage the work, and even it is very easy to do the work in the rendering softwares like Lumen and D5. Okay, so here I have a multiple layers. So now I didn't created any layer in the SketchUp, but I am getting the number of layers. So these layers are maybe due to the AutoCAD layers. Okay, so while importing the any plan into SketchUp, so make sure how much layers of AutoCAD layers you have, and you just keep on or off all the layers, whatever the layers you want to add or whatever layers you want to on, then you can just manage all the stuff in AutoCAD file. Okay, so for example, so normally we use one layer for the wall and another layer for the doors and windows. So keep only the wanted layers, and even you can manage those layers here also. But I just want to check is all the layers are related to AutoCAD or not. So how we just make it off all the layers. It seems that these layers are not related to this imported AutoCAD file. Then what I do now is I want to purge the unwanted layers rather than keeping the unwanted layers. For that you can go with the detail option, and then you can click on the purge option. So like this way you can purge. Okay, so now I want to create a new layers in the SketchUp so that I can organize my 3D model in the SketchUp as like AutoCAD. So here we have a add tag option. Click on that. You can give the name, that is SketchUp wall, because maybe we have the same name layer of AutoCAD. Okay, so I want to add the wall portion. So whatever the wall portions you created in your SketchUp, so just select it multiple times. like this. You add the multiple walls, and this all the wall portion I want to add into the SketchUp wall. So make sure you created a wall. So in order to create, you just click on the plus sign. But now I want to add all these selected wall portions into that SketchUp wall. So here I don't get any add option. So to add that parts into the particular layer, then you can go with the entity information, so that you get the list of the layers whatever you created. So you go to the tag option, and then here I have a SketchUp wall. Just click on that. It means that I added a selected parts into the SketchUp wall layer. To confirm that, you just click on the eye symbol. You can hide it like this. In this way you can manage the work. So I want to create one more layer for the furniture. Go with the tag option, create a new layer, and you can give the name, that is SketchUp Furnitures. And I want to select all the furnitures, whatever I want to add into that particular layer, like this. Yes. So like this way you select the furniture parts, go with the entity information again, and then add those parts into SketchUp Furnitures and confirm by hiding it. So like this way you can manage by creating the tag option. So this is about the tag. The next, as you can see here, automatically I get a color, that is for the SketchUp wall it is green, and the SketchUp Furniture it little bit purple. So now why I am not getting those same layers or same colors here? And that is because you just go with the color by tag option. If you want to tag those exact colors to your created layers, then you can go and then on. But you have to on those layers. I just go with the edit, and then you can say unhide all, or else you can go with the entity information, hide it and unhide it, like this. So I don't get a real material what we applied for the furnitures. So I get a color like this. And depending on your requirement, you want to apply with a layered color, or you want to make it visible with a realistic material, that you can decide. So this is about the tag option. Next one is style. So we have a different kinds of styles in SketchUp. So I'm just going with the camera and make it parallel like this. So this is now a SketchUp by default style. Go to the style option, and here we have a default style. So expand this arrow, and then you can go with the assorted style. We have a different kinds of styles in this SketchUp. Assorted style, color, default, photo, sketchy, straight line, like that, depending on your requirement. Normally most of the architects do this kind of styles to create their portfolio. So assorted style, then you click on the blueprint option, brush stroke, sketchy, snow, like this way. Simply you have to go with the particular style, and then you can click on the wanted style. That's it. Then you can go with the color set. Like this way you can change the colors. Default style, what we have by default, that is simple style. Photo modeling, sketchy, like this way. So now again I want to keep it into by default style. Go with the default style. Simply click on the simple style, like this. This is about the style, and then in the select mode we have a different kinds of styles. The next one is edit. Let's see one by one. In the edit we have, that is edge setting. So I am getting the edges in the black color. Whenever you draw any shape, that is rectangle or line, I am just pushing it. Here I am getting a face along with the edges related to it. So if you want to hide the edges, then you can go with the edges option and make it hide like this. It is not only for this particular square, it is for the whole model. or content, whatever you have in the SketchUp. Then you can off the profile like this. So whenever you created a scenes to get a more realistic view, then I'm just going with the created scene here, and you can off. Because why I'm not getting these edges and profiles off in the scene means because the scene I created before off. So what you want is you just off the edges and profiles now, and then you can update that scene. Yes. Same thing when I go with the living room scene. Again I'm getting the edges and profiles. So if you want to off, then you can off it and then right click and update that. Yes, this is about the edges and profiles. I'm just coming back to the exterior model. Yes. So depending on your requirement, whenever you are going to present your scenes to your clients and customers, then you can make sure the edges and profiles should be off to get a better look. And then whenever you are modeling, then you can click on the edges and profiles. And if you want to show the back edges also, then you can click on the back edges so that I get the back edges of my model. And then depth Q, you can increase the depth of the line, and even you can give the amount like this. Extension means where two lines meet at the end point. If you want to extend the extension, then you can like this. See. And if you want to show the end point, jitter, dashers, like that. And I want to off the back edges. Yes. So this is how you can present your model in a different style by customizing into the edge styles. And I'm getting the black color edges, that is because the color is black by default. You can go with the color option and you can apply any color you want to give. Okay. Like this way you can customize. Same thing you can customize with the other option also, that is go to the view and then edge style here. Next you come to the face style. You can customize the same thing by using the view and face style option, or else you can go with the face style. So now I want by default look, so I want to off all this and apply the same color. Okay. Now next you click on the face setting. So wireframe option, display in the hidden. This one, this is without texture, but you can get the applied material color. And if you want to show with texture, then you can see here. This one is all same, and this is X-ray. Like this. So whatever the style you want to show, then you can just go with the face style option. So now I click on the by default style, that is shaded with texture. So next one is front color and back color. When I draw any shape, I am getting two color, that is white and gray. That is because this one option, you can customize it however you want. Like this. So I don't want to give a back color, is little gray. I want to keep like this way, you can keep. So this is about the face setting. Next you come to the background setting. So I have a white background, and if I want to change the background color into sky blue or dark blue, here. This is actually a background, means ground color. I don't want to change it. Okay. Little bit gray. or white you can give. Next is sky. You can change the sky color like this. You can customize the way you want. Next, watermark setting, and if you want to add your branded watermark to your model, then you can click on the plus sign and you can browse it and you can apply. This is about the style option. Next, you come to the component option, and then components are nothing but just like doors, windows, whatever the stuff you want, you can just search with the same name what you want, but it requires an internet connection, so make sure you connect it to internet and then you can download. One hint I want to give, that is you go to in model, and whatever the models you deleted, still those models sometimes visible here. In order to reduce the file size, you can go with this detail option and then you can click on the purge unused option, so that this helps you to delete the unwanted content in your SketchUp file. Next one is entity information. In order to get the information about any selected part, for example, here I have a circle and I don't know what is the radius and what is the area about this circle. Even I feel the edges are not smooth. To get to know about this, I go with entity information. But here it is telling me that it is no selection. So in order to get the information, you have to select the face. When you select the face, you get to know the detailing about the area, what is the area, and when I select the edges, I am getting the detailing about the radius. Even you can customize, reduce or decrease like this. The edges are not smooth, so I am just increasing the number of edges like this. Even this circle you converted into polygon also, it's very easy. So by using this entity information, and even we already saw it that we can use this in the time of tag creation, that is about tag. And the next, instructor, whenever you click on any command or any tool, it is helping you or it is guiding you that how to use that particular selected command. It is giving you the short note also. Next is about material. Once you are done with the model, and if you want to apply the material to your model, then you can go with the material option, and if I want to apply the color, you can go with the color option. We have a different kinds of materials here. Go with the landscape, take a grass and then apply it. Like this. So depending on the category, you can just go with the different categories of the materials and then you can apply. But now if I want to edit the scale, then you can go with the edit option, and then even you can change the color and then change the scaling of that. Like this way easily you can apply the wanted material.